Most people who watch these shows did it like I did. Watch Mr. Terrific on CBS, then switch over to NBC for Captain Nice. With the demise of Captain Nice, Mr. Terrific was just sort of hanging out in space there, doing its own thing with nothing remotely similar happening around it to bolster its position in the viewing schedule. Suddenly, it wasn't part of an hour-long plan to have some laughs. It was an anomaly, something that felt out of place somehow. It was clear by now that this show, too, was doomed. The only question was how long it would take. Today, we're looking at a counterfeiting ring that is producing near-perfect $10 bills. The government suspects that a prize-fighting gym is the center of the operation, and the guy in that picture is the ringleader. Too bad they can't just go in and raid the place, but nobody can get enough evidence for a warrant.
Several of our agents have already investigated the Keep Fit gym.
Well, if it's already been investigated, BJ, what did they have to report?
Nothing very much. None of them ever turned up again.
That sort of thing tends to hamper an investigation. Reed says it's time for a purple alert. Stanley can pose as a guy who wants to build some muscle, not a major stretch as we know, and if he runs into trouble, he'll have a power pill to protect him.
Harley, if I live to be 100, I will never get over the fact that one small pill can turn a weakling into the strongest man in the world.
Nor will I, PJ.
Don't worry, in a couple more weeks you'll be over it. We see some clear evidence that the DVD episodes are out of order.
George? Well, it's short for Georgiana.
Hello, Stanley.
I'm glad to meet you, George.
We've seen George several times in earlier episodes, and here we're only just meeting her. In the original release, this was episode 7, so that explains why we're so out of place now. I have yet to see anything that explains why the DVD set put the episodes in the wrong order. Reed and Trent contact Stanley, give him his instructions and his power pills. There's just one hitch. Hal found out about Stanley's plan to go join this gym and try to build himself up, and he insists on going along. While they're trying out different equipment, the gym's major fighter, Tiger something or other, comes in with his entourage.
Just a light workout, Tiger. Remember you're fighting tonight.
I got you, Archie.
Hi, handsome. Oh, my goodness, you should be a prize fighter.
Thank you. You should be a movie star.
Just watch it, pal. That's my girl.
Oh, Tiger, stop it. He was just smiling at me. He didn't do anything.
Hey, pal, no, he's a professional boxer.
Oh, really? What does he box? Eggs in supermarkets?
Hey, you hit Hal and he wasn't even looking.
Stanley takes a booster pill so he can teach this guy a lesson.
Don't just stand there, fall down! Now it's my turn, bully.
But now Stanley has a problem. Tiger was supposed to have a big fight tonight, and he's obviously not going to make it. So Stanley has to fight in his place. Stanley says no.
You think too fast.
What's the gun for?
To help you think a little slower.
Stanley says yes. At the first opportunity, he calls Reed and says, "What should I do?"
According to the Treasury Department, Mr. Thompson is the head of the counterfeiters. Now, he and his men will undoubtedly be at the fight tonight, and thereby we will have time to search the gymnasium.
And what'll I be doing?
You will be fighting Killer Kane. Take your 1-hour power pill, Stanley. Be careful not to hurt him, but try and stretch the fight the entire 10 rounds to give us as much time as possible at the gym.
Wait a minute. He said they couldn't just go in and search the place because there wasn't any evidence. He said the same laws that protect us against illegal searches sometimes protect the criminals too. What's different now? Stanley didn't uncover anything while he was at the gym, so I'm assuming there's still not enough evidence to get a warrant. I wonder why suddenly that's not a problem. Stanley gets in the ring with Killer Kane. I assume he's already taken the 1-hour pill.
I'm ready for that pill you're holding for me, Hal.
Okay, Stan, but I don't know what good a pill is going to do you, even one this size.
You're kidding. Why didn't he take it before he came out? Well, let's see how many ways he can screw this up.
Hey, my pill, where'd it go?
It's down there someplace.
Hey, Hal, we gotta find it fast.
That'll do. While Hal crawls around the floor between seats, Stanley's trying to avoid Killer. Simultaneously, Reed and Trent are searching the gym and finding nothing. Hal still can't find the pill on the floor. Stanley's still trying to avoid Killer. Unsuccessfully. Hal finds the pill, but Stanley's unconscious. The fight is over. Hal helps Stanley outside where Archie and the others give him the bum's rush.
And you call yourself a fighter?
No, you called him a fighter. He called himself a gas station attendant. They hop in the car and take off.
Hey, I wonder where they're going.
Well, I don't know. Back to the gym, I suppose.
The gym?
Boy, Stan, you look awful.
He needs to get to the gym before they do and warn Reed. He grabs a nearby bicycle and sped up film bikes after them. At the gym, Reed and Trent have found the hidden printing press.
The only thing we haven't checked in here, BJ, is this old-fashioned inkwell.
Unfortunately, the bad guys arrive and catch him right about that moment.
Something tells me that we're in trouble, BJ.
Your troubles are over. You're dead.
I thought he only did that when he flew. Apparently he bikes as bad as he flies.
Stanley's getting away!
He wraps things up and Reed and Trent are ready to take their illegally obtained evidence to the Treasury Department. In the epilogue, Hal tells Stanley to leave the fighting to him from now on. Stanley says, "You didn't do so well yourself, you know."
No, that's true, but at least I ended up with something to show for it.
Executive 31686.
Tiger's girl?
Why not? Unconscious, he was nicer to her than Tiger was. We had some good jokes in this one and got a lot of mileage out of the whole Stanley weak versus Stanley strong bit. Too often that whole thing is felt a little forced, like it's the only recurring gag we have and we're required to use it somewhere. This was a story where that bit could take on a life of its own and genuinely make us laugh. It's too bad there wasn't more of this. Once again, we see miles and miles of wasted potential. There's only one episode left, so we may as well get to it. Reed and Trent are trying to track down a kidnapped track star. With him on the team, the U.S. is the international favorite at the upcoming meet. Without him, that other country will win and score a big propaganda victory.
But the one thing they don't know is the ace we have up our sleeve, Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific? Of course. We'll give Stanley a power pill and he can win the track meet all by himself.
I'm surprised at you, Harley. That would hardly be cricket.
Well, it might not be, but it'd be a heck of a lot of fun.
I assume the plan is for Stanley to infiltrate the meet and find out where they're keeping Roberts.
For action. A-C-T-I-O-N. Action, Harley. Ah, dear. I wish I was 30 years younger and 80 pounds lighter.
Yeah, you'd show him a thing or two, right, BJ?
Not necessarily. I'd just like to be 30 years younger and 80 pounds lighter.
Wouldn't we all? Though if I lost another 80 pounds, I might look like Stanley. That might be overdoing it a bit. At the station, Hal has 3 tickets to the track meet. One for him, one for Stanley, and one for the woman who wins his contest. What are the rules? What do you think they are when it's Hal? And the prize is she gets to be his date.
Good morning, lovely lady.
Good morning. 10 gallons, please.
Certainly, but first may I congratulate you.
Congratulate me. For what?
Well, you have just won first prize in our 500th Customer of the Week contest.
All right.
Fine. My name is Hal Walters. Now, what time should I pick you up?
Well, my husband doesn't get off work till 7, so you better pick us up around 8.
Your husband, at 8. Well, I tell you, you wouldn't really like the track meet. I mean, it's sort of dull, boring.
Reed and Trent pick Stanley up in a fake taxi and take him to the track where he's to begin his assignment.
Now, let's go over those plans again, Stanley.
Right. First, I'm to report to Coach McLean and tell him that I'm the athlete that Secret Project's called up about.
Correct.
Yeah, then I'm to change into the clothes in this bag, take a 1-hour power pill, and amaze them all with my fantastic feats of athletic prowess out on the field.
Correct again.
While Stanley checks in with the coach, we get our first look at the bad guys.
With Valamar out there, we could not lose. Even with Mike Roberts competing for the United States.
But unfortunately, he is not.
The poor lad, he obviously realized that he was completely outclassed.
And now our great country can take its rightful place as the world leader in track and field. as well as in addition to everything else.
Plus inventing penicillin.
And the motor car, and the airplane, and television. Oh, and the hot dog.
The hot dog?
Of course.
I didn't know we invented the hot dog.
If you weren't there, you may not be able to appreciate that gag as fully as I can. At this point in the Cold War, Russia was very much into claiming they invented things first, among other propaganda battles. The rest of the world heard that and started laughing, and as far as I know, some of them still haven't stopped. It became the butt of tons of jokes like this one. Oh yes, they were the first to invent the butt, too. Stanley carries his instructions out to the letter.
Hey, wait a minute, my shoelace is untied.
Wait! You forgot the pole!
The agents are duly impressed. They have to kidnap this guy, too. No time like the present to get started.
Young man,
Yes?
I'm Madame Gorski, a visitor from one of the friendly competing nations. And as such, I cordially invite you to have tea with me this afternoon.
I can come to tea if you still want me to.
Do I still want you to? Oh, you silly boy. Tea without you would be like the night without stars.
Well, I can't stay that long.
Stanley changes and meets her in her room. Gee, that's subtle.
Tea.
Excuse me, but what did you just drop into the tea from that ring?
Oh, only sugar. This is a very old-fashioned sugar bowl. It's been in my family for many, many years. Clever, isn't it?
Very clever. But I don't take sugar in my tea.
Oh, well, in that case, I shall have the tea with the sugar. Stanley, how do you like my cozy little house?
Oh, it's nice. It's very nice. Especially that picture over there.
Yes, that is nice, but my favorite is really this one.
This really makes me laugh because they're both so obvious about it. He knows what that powder is, and she knows he knows, but she's still going through with it.
Has more of composition, don't you think? Well, shall we drink up?
Might as well.
At the last second, Stanley spilled the tea on himself. His shirt immediately fell asleep.
Sleepy! Oh, no. No!
Oh, yes. I won!
He starts looking for Mike Roberts, but clearly he's not at this place. Just then, the two goons drive up and head into the house.
Tell us, Mr. Beamish, you look so unlike the extraordinary athlete you so obviously are. How do you do it?
Well, it's a secret. But, I'll tell you if you tell me where you're hiding Mike Roberts.
Why not?
He's tied up in a little cabin in Schoon Woods.
Now then, Mr. Beamish, we have told you our little secret. Do tell us yours.
All I do is, take a little pill.
A pill? Really, Mr. Beamish, you take us for fools?
No kidding. Here it is.
It must be a super vitamin pill.
Boy, you can say that again. Watch.
We don't have to watch the whole sequence, thanks for that. And as quickly as the pill takes effect, Stanley goes to work.
Certainly seems quiet in there.
You were saying, BJ?
Stanley rushes out and tells Reed where they're keeping Mike Roberts. Reed says, "Fly there and we'll follow you." What was that music? He's going to rescue a kidnapped victim, not going on a date with Raquel Welch. Let me fix that for you. He finds the cabin and unties Mike Roberts.
to carry you back as fast as I can.
Oh, come on, stop joking.
Oh, listen, Mike, you'll just have to trust me. Now, come on, let's go.
No wonder you've got that kooky-looking outfit on. You must be some kind of nut.
Gee, I hated to do that.
The enemy agents are heading for the cabin. They pass Reed and Trent because we get a running gag about how slow Trent's car is. I won't subject you to it. As the enemies round another bend, they see this. He knocks a tree down across the road to slow those guys down, then blows past Reed and Trent and takes Roberts all the way to the stadium. In the epilogue, Hal and Stanley are watching the meet with Hal's contest winner, and Mike Roberts sets a new world record in the pole vault. All's right with the world. In the original airing, this wasn't the final episode. The one about the Sultan and his 5 wives was. The really odd thing about this show is you can mix the episodes up the way they did on the DVD release and you don't lose any continuity. The closest we came to something like that was with George, and she was only around for a couple of episodes, so it didn't matter. That demonstrates what I've been saying about this show. It has no overarching theme, nothing to tie the episodes together into a coherent series. There are no callbacks to previous missions or episodes. It's as though they don't exist. Everything is mission, mission, mission. All built around weak Stanley in contrast to strong Stanley.
Harley, if I live to be 100, I will never get over the fact that one small pill can turn a weakling into the strongest man in the world.
They never gave us a reason to care about these people because they don't live in a real world. They live in a collection of anecdotes. It's like we got all our laundry together and hung it out there to dry, but there's no clothesline holding it up. And it doesn't matter what order you watch the episodes in, it all comes out the same. Nobody undergoes any long-range changes. No ordinary life stuff intrudes, say like if business seriously fell off at the station and Hal and Stanley found themselves in financial trouble. Or budget issues at secret projects start to cause conflict between Reed and Trent over just how useful Stanley is. Something to make them human. But it never happened. And that's why we're here at the end of this series. I hope you've enjoyed the Dumbbell Derby. We have lots more retrospectives like these coming, and we'll be looking at some of your favorite rerun shows of all time. So stay tuned, good things are ahead. Until then, I'm Irving, and you don't know how happy I am that this is over. It's time for a purple alert. He said the same laws that protect us against illegal I knew I was going to go south on that one. That'll do. While Hal crawls around the floor between... That'll do. While Hal crawls around the floor between... Come on! That'll do. While Hal crawls around the floor between seats, Stanley's are trying to... Hal still can't find the pill on the floor. Stanley's still trying to avoid till. Too often that whole thing has felt a little... Slow down. This was a story where we pass Reed and Trent because we get a running gag about how slow Reed's car is. Or Trent's car, rather.